I shed hot tears. When I applied to Toronto, nobody ever got back to me. Where do I even begin? I remember I kept applying to everything I saw, any public health related thing. I was applying. And hi guys, welcome back to my channel today. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, you are absolutely welcome. Well, my name is Onyeka and I am a Nigerian YouTuber based in Canada. Basically make videos documenting my life experiences here in Canada for you guys to watch, and I do hope you enjoyed today's video, and afterwards check out my other videos. I'm sure by now you've noticed that my space is a bit different. That's because I am filming on my bed, like in my bedroom. I was gonna like do the whole setup, but I was like, I don't have strength. I want this video to be chilled, so that's why I'm filming on my bed. And if you haven't yet subscribed, guys, please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe. It's just down there. I'll be here, but it's somewhere. Subscribe to my channel, please. And when you subscribe, don't forget to click on the bell like button so that you will get notified whenever I post a video and you will not miss any of my content. Also guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as it helps my analytics. Thank you. So in today's video, yes, I'm going to be talking about how I landed my first job in Canada. Yes, like my first paid job, not like an internship or anything. My first paid job. Yeah. A couple of people know, I won't lie, I will not say a lot of people have requested to know. A couple of people have been like asking me about, the job talk. So I was like, okay, why not just talk about your first experience? Who knows, someone watching me learn a thing or two from my experience. So yeah, let's get right into the video. So before I begin, I'm just gonna give a brief backstory. And so basically, I came to Canada in September 2018 from Nigeria. I had my master's in public health. I attended the University of Western Ontario. My program was for about 1 year because I get this question a lot. So I attended the University of Western Ontario. I had my master's in public health. It was for 1 year. I graduated in 2019 October. Yeah, I have my bachelor's degree in pharmacy. I also became a Canadian permanent resident June of 2020. Yeah, so I'm also going to leave a link up here to that video for you guys to watch. So that's my backstory. Oh yeah, I also forgot to add that during my program, a practicum was compulsory. Practicum is basically like an internship. So I worked for about 4 months. Where do I even begin? So I graduated October last year, but technically I was done with all of my academic stuff by the end of August. So I think by the end of August, I was already applying to jobs, like a few places, but I wasn't really expecting anything from them. There was no harm in trying because I did not have my postgraduate work permit. Because yeah, you need a work permit to work, and then I'd not yet applied because technically your school has to give you like a letter stating that you've completed your program, and then you go ahead to apply. Then I applied for my work permit in September of 2019, and it got approved in early January this year. So it took about 4 or 3 months. I'm going to leave the link up here for you guys to watch my story of how I got my work permit. So the last semester of my program, which started in April of last year, I applied for my practicum, aka internship, at one organization like that. Basically, before I even got internship, it was like applying for a job. Like, I don't know, I did interviews, like students were going to apply to the place, though the school provided placement for us, but you still have to like do an interview with the employer in order to get the internship placement. So I did a couple of interviews. The one I finally got, nobody applied there, so it was an easy tick for me. I just did one interview and I got that. So I kind of like worked there for 4 months. It's integrated to my school program, so I sort of used that as my work experience, since work experience is something you need for Canadian employers. So that was like at the top of my resume. And I also added some projects I did in school. Like I did some health promotion projects, so they were on top of my CV. And then my pharmacy work experience was at the bottom, sort of. By the end of August, I was applying to some places, but I wasn't hearing anything back. I applied to places in London, Ontario, where my school was. I applied to places in Toronto, which was where I was at that time. Also applied to places in Windsor because my brother lived there. I applied to places in Vancouver because it's warm there. Eventually I did my practicum in Vancouver, so at least I had some kind of connection there already. And then moving on to September, I was still applying to jobs, guys. I was applying, but nobody was even getting back to me. I applied to like a few places in Toronto, guys. When I applied to Toronto, nobody ever got back to me. I would say the only places that got back to me were in London, Ontario, just one small place like that. Then majority of the callbacks I got were in Vancouver. I'm guessing it's because that's where my work experience was tied to. And in October, I was in Ontario for my graduation. I would say from August, September, October, November, I was shuffling between provinces. I was like all over the place. I'm sure at that time, if you had asked me where I lived, I don't think I could have said this is where I live. I didn't have an address. I was just like shuffling between places. So in October, I was still applying to to places. I got a few callbacks from Vancouver, but I was in Ontario. But they were willing to do like virtual interview. And then they'll ask me like, okay, so do you have your work permit? And then the minute I said, I remember this particular place, the minute I said, oh, I just applied, but they haven't gotten back to me yet. That's how I know yet. They just ghosted me. They didn't even get back to me again. So that thing was really hurtful. It paid me. I remember it paid me. They didn't even get back to me again. And I really wanted to work there because I was like a very nice public health position. So I stopped applying for jobs in October because I wasn't in Vancouver and I had not gotten my work permit, and I didn't want to just start getting callbacks and then start telling them, oh, this and that, I don't have my work permit. So I kind of stopped in October. And then in November, then I already graduated, but I was still waiting for my work permit. November, don't I didn't really apply to so many places, but I don't think I got any callback in November. But at that time, I was already getting very anxious because people will be asking you, now you've graduated, what next? What next? Then fast forward to December. Yeah, in December, I got a couple of callbacks. I think that was the month I got the most callbacks. By November, I moved to BC, so I focused my application in BC. So in BC, there is this health authority, like they're in charge of all the health bodies. Like it's called the Provincial Health Service Association, PHSA. So they're in charge of like all the hospitals and everything. So basically, if you want to apply for a job, you have to apply through them. I remember I kept applying to everything I saw, any public health related thing, I was applying. And mind you, I couldn't apply for pharmacy positions because I am not licensed to practice in Canada. You have to get licensed. I started even applying for like smaller positions like pharmacy assistant positions, but I was getting callbacks. But in my mind of mine, I didn't really want to do that yet, unless I wanted to do my pharmacy conversion program. So back to what I was saying, in December, I was applying to the Provincial Health Service Authority, that's the health service for BC. Any computer thing I will apply. In fact, I was just throwing random applications like that. I was tired of writing CV. You go write CV, I mean a resume. You will write cover letter. You will write cover letter. Thinking back now, it's bringing back some kind of sad memories. Anyway, so I got a call back from one position. I was very nice. Like the pay was amazing. I was really excited. I prepared for the interview and everything. I did a phone interview. They told me to come in. So things were looking good. Yeah, and then I did the interview. But there were a few questions that they asked me that I kind of stumbled, but I was still hopeful, backing it up with prayer. Then a few days later, they called me that they give the job to somebody else. Guys, I will not lie, I cried. Like, I shed hot tears. It was painful because I already imagined myself in the job position, going there every day. But one thing I remember was that day when I was going in for the interview, when I was at the entrance, I just told myself, like, don't worry, I will come back and work in this place. I don't know how you want to do it, but I will come back here. So hold on to that statement. So that's how I didn't get that position. And I got a couple of callbacks for some other positions. Another one was in the same organization where I did my practicum, but in a different branch. So I was hopeful that yes, I've experience from these people. In fact, my only experience is from these people. I did interview, thinking I would get it too. I even thought I had the job there. I did phone interview, yeah, and I did in-person interview, but I was thinking, I don't get this job. A few days later, they called me that they gave it to somebody else. Honestly, I think at that point, I was so frustrated that I could not even cry. I couldn't even be bothered. Like, I was just weak. It was really disappointing. I remember like that was a very sad period of my life. So I lost that one as well. I think I took a break from applying for the holidays because companies were not really, looking for new workers. January, I finally got my work permit and I was very confident because having to explain to employers that I've not got my work permit, although I thought it was stressful. So I started applying more and I got a few callbacks that I can't remember anymore. But keep in mind that all the while, I kept applying to the Provincial Health Service Authority because you have to create a profile. And I think I applied to that place more than 50 times to different positions. Even the one they said senior role, I was applying. So I kept applying there. And one thing I remember before I forget was that here, most of the jobs, they require you to have a car, like, and I didn't have a car. So I guess that was why I wasn't getting some callbacks. Early February, I got a call back from the Health Service Authority again that they're from the recruiting department and everything, that they saw my application. In my mind, I was like, which one did you see? Because when they start talking about job roles, you need to know like what to say like regarding to the job role. Because I've applied up to like 60 or 50 times. I did not even know what to say. I was like, which one? They were like, don't worry, we've seen your applications. What do you want to do? Like, what can we do for you? Like, we had like a brief phone chat and they're like, I should come in to just discuss what I wanted to do at that time, like, and what I was interested in, so they can find something for me. So I think I went in a few days later. We had a nice chat, and then they were like, oh, if something comes up, they will give me a call. I think it was less than a week. I got a call that they have one position open in one of their authorities, and that if I was interested in, I read through the job description, and at that point I was desperate, but it was good. It was okay. I mean, was it what I wanted to do long term? No, but it was good for a start. So I started working in February. I worked there for a couple of months. I was so excited. Like, I remember when I got the job, guys, I cried, like I'm an emotional wreck. I was so happy. Like, it felt so nice to be useful, like going out, having purpose. I think that's the word. I felt like I had purpose and I could, buy things, afford things for myself because I was living on a very tight budget because I was broke. So I worked there till like May. Then COVID hit, so it sort of like affected my job. I was transitioned into another position that was not affected by COVID. So that's just the long and short of how I got my first job. And the good thing is, where I am now is that same place that they rejected me. Yes, it's that same building, but in a different department. So when I go to work every day and I'm passing that same entrance, I'm like, you see, I decreed and I declared and it came to pass. So yeah, so that's the long and short of my story. I kept applying, and they were tired of me. They had to call me in to say, what do you want to do? And I told them what I wanted to do, and they found me something. So moving on, maybe sometime in the future, I might decide to get my pharmacy license or any professional license I want to, but right now I'm just, not there yet, but it's something I'll definitely consider for the future. I can't end this video without giving you guys some tips. So yeah, so if you're a new grad student or a newcomer in Canada and you're finding it difficult to get a job, yeah, I would definitely advise you, while you are trying to get the job, you should also look for some other ways of making money, like doing like some transition jobs, but try not to get too comfortable when you do that. I feel like I talked about this in one of my previous videos, which I'm going to link up, about getting a job in Canada. But yeah, try not to depend on that. I didn't get a transition job. I was just at home. I don't know, for some reason I felt like if I had done that, I would have gotten too comfortable in that and I wouldn't want to progress. I would say my practicum was how I got my Canadian experience. And yeah, so I would definitely advise you to create a LinkedIn account. Yes, you need to network with people. You need to apply for jobs there. I feel like LinkedIn and Indeed were the places I apply the most for jobs. Don't be afraid to send professional messages to people on LinkedIn. I'm saying this now, but I don't think I did it. But just do it. That's what everybody's to say. You don't know where you land. So yeah, you need to build your professional network, and you can achieve this by going for like all these events, all these professional events. You can find them at Eventbrite. Even LinkedIn, they advertise some of all these events. And if you're a newcomer, you can go to all these newcomers like association meetings and everything. They provide jobs for newcomers there. your resume, you have to format your resume to Canadian standard. You have to write very nice and appealing cover letters, because sometimes your cover letter is what speaks for you before the meeting. And then if you have to get certifications in any course, just do it. Some places I applied to, they were asking for CPR certification. I was like, I don't have that too. So these are things that I would want to get in the future. I'm going to end this video here. So if you did enjoy this video, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay? And send me an email if you have questions. Leave a comment down below. Let's discuss. And yeah, I don't want to prolong this video too much. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.